Hi, I'm Robin.
And I'm Peter, and this is our lovely greyhound Dory.
Welcome to our channel, Locks and Legends. We're in Linlithgow today. We're not here to see an 800-year-old church or even a 600-year-old palace, but we're here to see something a lot more modern. We're here at the very young 200-year-old Union Canal. Linlithgow is the home of the Union Canal. It's specifically known as the Edinburgh and Glasgow Union Canal. It's 31 miles long, opened in 1822, and it runs from Falkirk to Edinburgh. The basin is located in Mans Road and is the home of a canal museum. The Union Canal is a contour canal. There's no locks between Edinburgh and Falkirk. The Union Canal was one of the last canals to be built in Britain, and much later than the Forth and Clyde, which was built between 1790 and 1794. It took 25 years to decide the route between Edinburgh and Falkirk. 7 different routes were considered, and Hugh Baird, an engineer, was ultimately responsible for the route. Thomas Telford produced a report saying that the route was as perfect as possible. The water supply is about a 2.5-mile feeder canal, and it brings about 2 million gallons of water a day into the canal near the Avon Aqueduct. Now, the more famous aqueduct on the Union Canal, with 12 arches, is the largest of 3 major aqueducts along the Union, and it's called the Avon Aqueduct. It's a Category A listed building, and it carries the canal over the River Avon in a cast iron trough. Now, there's several different River Avons in the UK, but this one is in Scotland. The aqueduct was built between 1819 and 1821, and it was designed by Hugh Baird, and he took advice from Telford, and Telford had built the first large cast iron aqueduct in Langdon-on-Tarn on the Shrewsbury Canal in 1796. The aqueduct is 247 meters long and 26 meters high. It's the longest and tallest aqueduct in Scotland. Beginning in the late 1830s, the most glam way to travel between Edinburgh and Glasgow was by swift boat. Hundreds of thousands of passengers did this day and night right up until the railways took over. The trip was 7 hours long, and they changed boats at Falkirk to avoid the locks, and everything was drawn by horses. Little bit of trivia here. A couple of navvies that worked on the Falkirk Tunnel as well as the Avon Aqueduct were pretty infamous, Burke and Hare, and you might know them as the grave robbers of Edinburgh. We were quite lucky because we were having a chat with Ian, who is a volunteer at the Linlithgow Canal Centre, and he told us a little bit about the history of the centre and the canal and about what they offer there at the Canal Centre. Ian, tell us a little bit about the tea room and the museum.
Yes, okay. Welcome to Lux and Mansroad Basin, which is where we live. And Mansroad Basin used to be a port for barges calling in to change horses. And what is now the tea room is the first three windows and the door on this building here used to be two cottages for canal workers, and then the two large doors were stables for horses, so that they could change, before they had engines in the boats, they could change horses here and anything else they wanted to do. And the second door is the entrance to our museum.
Oh, that's fantastic.
We have a small museum.
So tell me a little bit about your trip boats.
Right, we have two 40-seaters, St. Michael and St. Magdalene. St. Michael is the newer one and is a lot more spacious and more comfortable, but from the cruise point of view, not so pleasant to drive. St. Magdalene is an older boat. When we bought that originally in about 1991-92, it was actually electrically powered, and we converted it ourselves to diesel, because we do all our own maintenance as far as possible. So we have a group of us who wear dirty overalls and we're called the Black Handers for obvious reasons.
Oh, I love it. That's fantastic.
So St. Magdalene is also a 40-seater, but smaller, but she's faster, because the canal at its narrowest is only 12 feet wide, and St. Michael is 10 feet wide, so there's not a lot of room to displace the water as you progress. So she's lucky, although the canal speed limit is 4 miles an hour, she's lucky if she can do 2.5.
Well, tell me about Roseanne.
Roseanne is, this is a boat that's on loan to us from Bridge 1940 Canal Society, and at the moment she's on loan to do our local town trips, as we call them, while our flagship Victoria, as you see on our badges and so forth, is currently being converted to electrical power.
That's very modern, Ian.
So from diesel. So we've converted one boat from electric to diesel, and now we're converting another one from diesel to electric. A little boat at the end, if you like to just walk along with me a second. The little boat at the end is Leamington, which is our day hire boat, which anybody can hire, and we give full instructions on how to control her and what have you. So she's a nice little boat, and she'll take up to 12 people, including whoever's driving it. The helmsman, unfortunately, on all of our boats just have to put up with whatever the weather happens to be.
That's kind of par for the course, isn't it?
We're a sturdy breed. All of our boats that you can see here, the two larger boats and Leamington are tiered by a tiller, is different. She's steered by a wheel.
Oh, wow.
And the wheel is amidships, which means in the centre of the boat.
Yeah.
So when you're driving these boats, of course, all the boat is in front of you.
That's
when
right.
You're driving Victoria, you've got to remember that half of the boat is behind you. Yes, she was built in 1972 and we bought her in 1978, so I haven't spoken with a forked tongue on that one.
That's handy.
And she's had two major refits in 1991 and 2001.
And now another one.
And now she's having a complete refit.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
Well, Ian, thank you so much for speaking to us today, and we'll be back later on because we definitely want to see the museum and get some tea in that tea room.
Good.
Thank you so much.
Nice to talk to you. Thank you.
We were so lucky to be able to talk to Ian, so we really appreciate his time. This is on the bridge. These are rope marks that were caused by horses using the canal the ropes would rub along the side. And you see this a lot in the English canals, but they're also here. Look at that big gap there. That's amazing. It's a beautiful, beautiful place, and if you get an opportunity, you definitely need to go to Linlithgow to see the Union Canal and visit the Linlithgow Canal Centre. Thank you for joining us for our first video on Locks and Legends. We hope you like and subscribe, and we'll see you out there.